Here's a truth a lot of dealerships don't want to admit. If candor is rare, that means dysfunction is normal. I've walked into a lot of dealerships where tough talk never happens until after a meltdown, or the numbers tank, or tempers flare, or someone finally crossed the line. But if you wait till that, it's too late because culture has already been compromised. Here's the truth. The conversations you avoid, they don't disappear, they multiply. And if you don't normalize candor, make it the way we operate, by definition, you normalize drift and dysfunction. I'm Chris Hunsicker, and this is the Dealership War Room. Leadership fire, 7 minutes, built daily, fueled intentionally, and delivered relentlessly. And today, we're going to take a deep look at making hard conversations a cultural habit. So let's dive in. This is where leadership stagnation tightens its grip. It thrives in silence, we'll talk about that later, in teams that walk on eggshells instead of just owning the truth. When candor is missing, this is what you get. Little micro dramas, whispers in the tower instead of clarity in the office. Mediocrity creep, where we start negotiating standards down instead of reinforcing them. And exhaustion, where you spend all your time managing moods instead of managing performance. And you've seen this at home too, where honesty gets replaced with avoidance and the distance just grows. And it's not one blow up, it's death by 1,000 silences. But there's a better way. Make hard conversations the culture. Not rare, not reactive, normal, expected, and respected. Here's the tool, the Candor Contract. It's a cultural agreement that you can install Monday morning. It has 3 parts. Number 1, we speak the truth early. If you see drift, you say something right away. No festering, no gossip. Early beats perfect every time. The second part of the agreement is we speak the truth directly, not around the campfire, not through 3 other people, face to face, clear and calm. The third part of the contract, we speak the truth constructively. It's not attack, it's not tear down. Here it is. Here's the standard, here's the gap. How do we close it? You put this in writing, you share it in your next huddle, and you model it. And here's the payoff. When candor becomes the norm, you don't have to carry all that weight yourself. Your people actually start correcting drift by themselves. And the ROI for developing this skill set, massive. Hours saved because you kill the monster when it's tiny, and you're getting rid of these problems before they grow and become huge. Gross profit goes up because the standards hold without bribes. And home life gets better because you're not carrying home all that tension and frustration every night from unresolved issues. This is the identity shift asking you to engage in. That as a war room leader and elite operator, you don't just fight this conversation war on your own. You enlist your entire team to help own the culture, police the culture, and most importantly, keep the candor going. So let's cross the insight to action bridge. Your bridge for today is I want you to on Monday morning introduce the Candor Contract in your morning huddle. 3 lines, easy, direct, constructive. Post it, review it, and live it. And not just in the dealership, but at home. Have conversations with your spouse early. Your conversations with your kids, let it be direct. And your conversations need to be constructive so they feel corrected and not crushed. Because this isn't just dealership leadership, this is life leadership. So your question for today, ponder this. I want you to think about this. What would be different in your store and in your home if candor became the default and not the exception? I want to invite you to adopt or even anchor in this belief. Candor is care. In other words, having candor, being honest, is the loving, kind, effective thing to do to help grow, mentor, and change people. Because drift dies when truth becomes normal. This is how you build an incredibly resilient culture that is able to execute under pressure when everything is going crazy, when things are shifting. You get a resilient, effective culture that can execute at will. Because you're dealership war room leaders, you are elite operators. You do not dodge the truth. You do not let silence set your culture. You don't drift. You make truth the center of how you communicate at work and how you communicate at home. So go out today, create some leadership fire, and I'll see you Monday in the Dealership War Room.